With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, an assault charge against a 10-year-old boy who injured a fellow classmate in a dodgeball game has been dismissed by a Michigan prosecutor. So last week, Kamishi Lindley announced in a Facebook fundraising post that her son Bryce had been charged with aggravated assault relating to a late April incident that resulted in him being suspended from elementary school in Michigan. The injured boy reportedly suffered a concussion, a black eye, a bruise on his nose during a dodgeball game or right after a dodgeball game. Prosecutors.
What do they play? When I used to play dodgeball, we had dodgeballs, which were like kind of rubbery balls.
Red, squishy.
Yeah, but then they had utility balls, which were a little more utilitarian, a little
like medicine
tougher.
Ball?
Yeah, they just had a tougher skin.
Yeah.
They kind of could be used for anything.
Well, this kid got beamed.
But the utility ball left a mark.
Yeah.
The dodgeball, a little easier. I feel like they could just come up with a dodgeball that was a little less physically harmful.
Especially since hipsters play it competitively, yeah.
The greatest is when Ray, my buddy Ray, weighed about 50 pounds more than every kid there and was 10 times stronger. And there was a guy named Bobby Wilhide who was great at dodgeball because he'd get right in front of you. If he did, he'd just splat himself right on the asphalt or he'd go up in the air. Like he'd do anything on the asphalt. Like it wouldn't matter. He'd be like 4 feet in front of you like a ha-ha and you'd throw it and he'd just go face down. Just boom, just pancake like on the ground. Ray did a pump once. Bobby flattened out on the ground, and Ray didn't just bounce it off his behind. Ray spiked it on his head as hard as he physically could, because that's how the game
that's an assault.
worked. But the kid got it. But you can't blame the kid who threw the ball.
Well, I mean, again, this is a loophole, but prosecutors said the incident between this boy and the other boy happened after the students had stopped playing the game, so you couldn't say it was during the game. Lindley's son allegedly took the ball, threw it with force. The charge against the son was dismissed one day before he was due in court, because also they're 10 and playing on the playground.
The Giants running back I was thinking of, Brandon Jacobs. Remember, number 27 is a bruiser. He's just knocking him out of the way.
He was a huge guy.
Yeah. Anyway.
He was one of these backs that was not like big and thick. He was a huge guy.
A strong,
he
big
was
dude.
built like an action hero. Right. Yeah. So that's a little kind of thing to put on your resume, like once killed a man with a dodgeball. Whoa.
My dodgeball's registered in 50 states.
Yeah, I was in the joint before my 11th birthday. Before LeBron was dunking, I was killing men with utility balls. That's right. I swore I'd never pick up another dodgeball. But now I'm coming out of retirement for one last dodgeball
Just the
game.
one.
That's
We need you, Scotty. You're the best.
You know, I hung it up. You know, after my family was killed by those marauding dodgeballers.
God damn it, those fourth graders need you. Now get out there and do your duty as an American.
I'm just going to crawl inside this bottle, and I'm never coming out of this cabin in the woods.
The answer you're looking for is not at the bottom of that bottle.
Nah,
Please, Johnny, for me.
I don't know.
Listen to your prom date.
Hold on, let me gaze. Hold on, is this a Sadie Hawkins date?
You're Sadie Hawkins.
Let me gaze slowly at my family on the hearth and then have it fade, dissolve.
To a memory, to a flashback.
Right.
Dodgeball flying at you from all directions.
That's right. Then I wake up in a cold sweat.
He's pinned down in a foxhole. Dodgeballs are flying all over.
Is dodgeball the same? Dodgeball's not the same as bombardment, right? Is that where everybody throws a ball at the same time?
Is that a game?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Oh, that's bukkake ball.
Oh, okay.
That's
That makes more
different.
sense. Well, when I was in 6th grade and playing it, I was confused.
Let's smear the queer.
Thank you.
Yes,
You can't
come
do that
on.
anymore.
Can't do that anymore.
Okay. Well, odd story picking up a little steam. A model has apologized for saying she's transgendered when she actually isn't, and said that was the only way to keep her from getting death threats and hate mail. Very odd story. So follow me on this. Apparently, this Fenty model, Carissa Pinkston, I think we have a
Fenty model?
Fenty, Rihanna's line of makeup and stuff. Her Carissa Pinkston, we have a picture, took to social media in May to say, quote, being transgender does not make you a woman. It makes you simply transgender. Now, the backlash from that started almost immediately. No, Brian. And when Carissa could no longer handle the backlash, she went to social media with a new plan. She said, I wasn't ready to come out about it.
Wow.
But today I got fired and I received hate mail and death threats ever since. So I'm being forced to tell the truth. I'm transgender. Brian, come on.
Speaking of dodgeball, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I'm so confused.
I transitioned at a very young age, and I've lived my life as a female ever since. It's been very hard to keep this secret, but what I said about trans women was a direct reflection of my inner insecurities. And I've come to realize I am a woman. We all are.
I don't want to be mean, but she could pull it off.
Well, that was probably part of the thing. So fellow models who knew her began to call her out and said, "You're lying. What are you talking about? You're not transgender." And then she had to come out again and say, "I lied. I'm just trying to get out of the way of all this backlash."
I think it's Rachel Dolezal.
Well, she learned her lesson.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't understand how she thought that was the way to go.
So the rest of your life, this is your new identity.
All right, so now I'm confused. First off, what is Mario Lopez signed off on this or not? I want to know if this is
Let's
okay
ask
with
Candace
Mario
Owens.
Lopez. Jesus Christ, someone's going to fucking tear that poor guy a new asshole. Yeah. He's so outrageous. So, this person is what?
She is a cisgendered female. She was born a female.
And so that's all?
Exactly.
Never was anything else?
But
just
when she
claimed to be?
Yes, when she came out.
Okay, she's a female.
Yeah, but since she said, if you're transgender, you're not, and then she had to really double down.
You and Heather, there's no difference between her and you and Heather.
No difference.
Except for her claims.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, as far as I know, everything I know about Heather, yes.
Got it now.
Yeah.
Yes, I will confirm. Yeah, mentally, she just maybe was confused.
Yeah, for a hot second.
There'll be a lot of that going around. And also, I think if we give anyone any kind of incentive, look, it's happening. I'll put it to you this way. You got as we've seen, although not exactly, but versions of this. Everyone I know who has a kid who's getting around college application time, you're dope if you don't check a box that says you got a little Indian in you or a little Hispanic or you're like a 1/4 something. People are struggling to try to figure out a way. On your grandmother's side, she was Iroquois. You could, because it's a little easier way to get in. Right. It's an edge. It's going to help.
Well, and with 23andMe too.
Yeah,
just justify it.
Totally.
Figure it out. So if we're going to create a society that sort of likes this and doesn't like that, whatever, you're going to have people playing fast and loose with gender and ethnicity. And if they think it gets them ahead or gets them more work or gets them into this college, there's going to be a lot more of this going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
What movie is it where...
Soul Man.
Thank you. No, they're two agents. It might have been Swimming with Sharks for Shark Week. But I think it's Kevin Spacey. Someone puts on a yarmulke and goes, they're all going to, they're agents and all going to someone's bar mitzvah. He goes, "Are you Jewish?" "I am today."
Right.
So that's kind of how people do it.
It's helpful. Yeah.
Sly Stallone announced a big move about Rambo Last Blood. He's very, very excited about this. Last Blood's been given a hard R rating by the Motion Picture Association of America. Well, some movies are carefully cut to avoid receiving that R. Others consider it like a badge of honor, especially the hard R, which technically isn't real, but it's somewhere right below an NC-17, and it's kind of a fun promotion. With several months to go before the release, this is from Stallone's Instagram, he promised, quote, "What's coming is going to be unlike anything you've ever seen," and included these two stills of Rambo in the middle of bloody battle. He loves that hard R, and you guys know the franchise began in 1982 with Rambo returning home from Vietnam only to find himself the target of a police hunt. And in 2008, Last Blood story... we'll see our hero taking on a powerful Mexican cartel in the new one.
Oh, boy.
The first one was good.
We were just talking about this 20 hours ago with Anderson on the Film Vault. We were talking about how Rambo, the first one, was not what Rambo became. It's kind of a cat and mouse thriller in the woods kind of thing.
If you like those kinds of man in the wilderness and surviving off his instincts and will in the hills with survival training and stuff, it's great. It starts off with him just sort of walking down the street. It's great. Brian Dennehy's perfect sheriff, and the whole get out of town and turn around and walk the other way. It's all there. There is no, "Oh, come on."
No, it's very realistic.
None of that.
I mean, the people are unnecessarily assholes, but the whole plot, the whole execution of the plot is totally realistic.
Right. Yeah. So go back and check out that
Enjoy
first
that.
one.
The hard R makes it sound like an adult film.
I know it does.
Yeah, he's like, check out this new
or
one.
Or a really killer pirate film.
Oh, brother. So a Nevada man discovered a very rare Nintendo game in his childhood things, and it's going to fetch a nice little price online. So Scott Amos's mother asked him to stop by his childhood home, pick up a couple of boxes of stuff. And one of them was this game. It was an unopened copy of Kid Icarus.
Kid Ick.
You know this?
I played this game.
I remember this.
It was a fun game. It was a kid who flew, who had wings, right, like Icarus.
Right.
Yeah.
And it looks just like Mario.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those games didn't have a lot of range.
Hold on, let me try to jog my memory. Does this plug in and or take batteries and or bring joy?
All three.
No.
Okay, then that's no. Then
Not
we didn't
happening
have it
in the Corolla
house.
no.
Well, we would break the three rules of being a Corolla.
Right. The Trinity.
Yeah, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. Plug in or take batteries or bring joy to your children.
Yeah. Nintendo was not an
That's 0
option.
for 3.
We just got our kids into the Super Nintendo. My oldest loves it.
Yeah.
It's such a throwback. It's super fun.
Well, on the Xbox, you can have like
All the
thousands
old
of that.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What?
super fun.
What was the doc about the ones that were buried?
What do you want to know, buddy? That was a Game Over. I think was the name of the movie, but it was about the E.T. game, which was
Right.
universally sort of derided as the worst video game ever. It's pretty bad.
But one would be worth a lot now.
If you had an original E.T., considering they
that-
buried 40,000 of them in the Nevada desert or whatever it was,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, any guesses on what this is expected to fetch online? This copy of Kid Icarus.
It's literally just a cartridge, right?
Yeah,
In the original packaging?
I imagine.
I have no idea how. Well, Brian had one.
The odd thing is that Kid Icarus wasn't like that popular of a game. It wasn't like Mike Tyson's
I've
Punch
never
Out
heard
or
of it.
Mario Brothers
Maybe that's
or
why.
Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
10,000? No. $5,000.
Adam.
Well, you're asking, so I feel like it's got to be more than $2,500. $20,000.
Heather.
I don't have an idea to base it off of.
That's
so
okay. Neither
maybe
does Adam.
like,
Just give us a number.
okay, $16,000.
You're close. Brian, you should have stuck with the original. It is expected to fetch $10,000
kidding.
online.
Wow.
And as to
Wow.
why, that remains a mystery, at least to me.
Who's going to buy this?
I don't know. So Lisa Marie Presley plans to write a tell-all book that'll touch on her ex-husband Michael Jackson and and a little bit of Elvis talk, even though she was, I think, 9 when he died.
I want the Nick Cage talk.
She's 51 now, and she just signed a deal with Gallery Books worth around $3 million. According to New York Post, it will include shocking revelations about Michael Jackson and a completely new understanding of Elvis.
She's not even going to write it, is she?
$3 million's a lot for an advance.
That isn't a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she married Michael in that secret ceremony in 1994, divorced 2 years later.
I mean, it's all Elvis and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all the
Yeah,
advance
that's
is
what-
coming from
Right.
peaks about them.
And the promise of new information. She said on Oprah in 2010, there was a very profound point in the marriage where he had to make a decision. Was it drugs and the sort of vampires like the sycophants, or me? And he pushed me away.
Who are we referencing? Michael?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, drugs
God.
are pretty
I mean, what
great.
else? What else do we not already know about it?
I mean, I think, yeah, the documentary beat her to the punch, but who knows?
Yeah, we do know, I think, everything we need to know. She strikes me as a very weird person. I think her mom's
she probably
kind
has
of
a lot
weird.
of secrets too.
She probably knows a few things. When I did Dancing with the Stars, Priscilla was on my... I think she was in my group.
No. Priscilla?
Yeah.
Mother. Was she?
Mom. Yeah.
I have no recollection of that. I watched the episodes you were on, obviously. I have no recollection of that.
Well, I have a
Maybe I'm confusing
recollection.
with the Apprentice now.
I have a... No, I remember talking to her a few times about, like...
The Paso Doble?
It's entirely possible I'm confusing it. Yeah.
She wanted... Yeah, Chris says yes. She wanted to do a documentary about that singer who had that big song, who died, who like drowned.
Oh, Jeff Buckley.
Jeff Buckley, yeah, thank you. Yeah, she was talking to me at the time about doing a Jeff Buckley
Weird.
documentary.
Interesting.
Seemed
I
like
wouldn't
an
put them
interesting
together.
subject for
Yeah.
for documentary. Priscilla was working on a scripted biopic of Jeff Buckley, who I guess
This is a
drowned,
cover, though,
right?
yeah.
This is Hallelujah,
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there it is.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And did we hear Hide Nor Hair that?
Okay, it won the Oscar for Best
I
Picture.
don't think she got around to it. I think
right.
being independently wealthy slows your roll a little bit when it comes to doing biopics.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know it's Shark Week, but this is a hot cougar story. ABC News Radio reports that a Metallica song helped a Canadian woman escape a potentially dangerous encounter with a cougar. A woman named Dee Gallant was walking her dog in British Columbia when she spotted this giant cougar headed towards her. She yelled, she made loud sounds. That's what you're supposed to do, according to wildlife experts. But the cougar didn't move, so she got out her phone and played Metallica's Don't Tread on Me, which, if you're not familiar, we'll have a little taste for you. She said she thought it was the noisiest thing she could think of, and it would probably scare him away. When those first notes blared out, she ran into the bushes with her dog. Now she feels she owes Metallica a thank you for saving her life. Scared the cougar.
Is that living in America?
This is Don't Tread on Me.
Yeah, but the beginning riff was in America. That was West Side Story, wasn't it?
I can't believe I didn't notice that. Will you please go back?
Go back and that was West Side Story.
There are no cats in America.
Wrong one. You're 100% right.
Now who's gay? I mean, who has a better working knowledge of musicals than this dude?
I'm leaving. I feel horrible about myself.
I've never heard this song before, I don't think. So I heard it with fresh ears. But good, scared the cougar away. A 9-pound tabby can fuck you up so badly. I could never imagine what a 180-pound worth of cougar could do
It's
to
over.
you.
All instinct, and they're not afraid of people.
And they are fast, man. And look, I get it, douchebags, when you go, this is their land. This is their... Yeah, I know. It's all everyone's land. At a certain point, we got to hike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
pissed. We're fucking up their land.
This
Like, we're
is their
destroying
land.
their earth, basically.
It's their earth.
And they're coming for vengeance.
And they're coming.
Right. I know.
They want their pound of flesh.
They are
literally.
Go back
getting
and tell everybody about Metallica, and they're going to be like, I know this
You
now.
guys!
You can't get me.
I just heard the greatest song.
Where's dinner? Don't worry about that.
So a search engine journal reports that a study of popular YouTube videos in 2019 reveals which keywords are associated with the most views. Pew Research Center published an analysis of every video on YouTube created by a high subscriber channel. That's like 44,000 channels. Because the subscribers, you have to have at least 250,000 subscribers. And I have the top 20, but I'll give you the top 10 of the most search keywords on YouTube. Unless you want,
Are we gonna
unless
get
you want to weigh
searched,
in.
or the ones that are tagged in the most popular videos?
Keywords that are associated with the most views.
Okay.
So probably
So keywords,
goes
like,
either
yeah.
way. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
these are not names. Or they
No,
could be
No,
I mean,
so
names.
they
when you're
could be,
when
but-
you're creating your YouTube, you write
Tags.
keyword on the bottom, so people, when they search for it, even if it's not in the title of the production,
Right.
it will just show up.
Right.
But
like
it could be Kardashian or Trump.
It could be scary, pumpkin. It could be any word.
I know, but can it be a name?
It can be.
If someone is publishing a video on your behalf on the Adam Carolla channel, it would say comedy or funny or stand up or podcast. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
You tag it with things that are
So we
relevant.
And it could
shouldn't
be your
guess
name, but-
Kardashian.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I would guess fail, although these are intentionally created videos.
Ooh,
Is
Brian.
fail on there?
It is. Where is it? I just saw it. Fail did make the list.
But these are intentionally created videos, so they're not people posting, accidental, blah, blah, blah.
Scary.
Funny
Fail,
is definitely
yeah,
on there.
fails in the top 10. I'm going to give you a couple just because this is a tough list. Moment, makeup, NFL.
Oh, unboxing.
Makeup tutorials.
Yeah. Worst, prank, rainbow, slime, ASMR, which I don't know if you're familiar with, Adam. That's that autonomous sensory meridian response. It's like when people whisper into the mic.
Or they like.
It's supposed
They
to
do
give
it on
you like
YouTube.
give you the tingles. It drives me insane.
It's so weird.
And number 1, Fortnite.
Oh.
Because of course it is.
So do you guys get sucked into the deep dives on the internet?
Who doesn't? That would be dishonest to say no.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
I now have a time limit on my Instagram because I don't allow myself to do that.
Good for you.
I give myself 45 minutes. I usually go over 15 minutes every time, but I give myself 45 minutes.
Like a day.
A day, yeah.
So what happens with me is I'll look up either something with a race car or someone a guest starred on the Partridge Family.
Sure.
Those are kind of my two things.
Sweet spots.
And they will have the thing on the side, which is, guess what she looks like now?
Yeah.
You know, like the neighbor from Little House on the Prairie.
Oh.
You'd be surprised what she looks like now.
Yep.
And I look at it, but I don't go for it.
Never?
The best.
No,
You don't take the bait,
rarely
the clickbait.
don't. Once in a while, I'll see a car-related thing that's sort
Guess
of
what it looks
related
like
to
now.
what I'm talking about, and I'll click on it.
I 100% agree. I see those things. I'm like, I wonder what she does look like now. But I also
Anyway.
think the click is going to get some sort of information. They're going to get some sort of something from my something. Occasionally, I'll look up the stuff independently, which is needlessly elaborate, but I'll still do it. The girl from E.T., the cute girl that was sitting next to Elliot in class, remember with the frogs? Do you know who that is?
No.
She's a very famous person. Erica Liniak.
Really?
The girl who popped out of the cake in Under Siege.
Very famous person.
God.
Erica Liniak's pretty famous. She's a playmate.
Very,
Okay.
but...
Erica Liniak?
Well, not very famous. It's
Not
the two
for-
people in
yeah,
the room
for
would know
two ladies
what
who
you're
don't watch
talking
Under
about, but I
Siege
know
and
who Eric. She's
subscribe to
Playmate.
Playboy.
Baywatch?
She popped
Yeah,
out.
again.
No, so what I'm saying, here's the thing. I've probably done the you'd be surprised how much weight this person has put on thing. I probably clicked on it once, but it never got me to the person.
It never does. That's why it's clicked.
Oh,
There's
that's
like
why I
10
stopped.
slides
That's
before
why.
it gets to
That's
the
why I
point.
stopped. I never click on them anymore.
Now the one I've been burned too many times on TMZ with guess who this cutie is from 4th grade because it takes like another 14 slides to get to that person.
Well, let's
and
see.
I'm not interested by
let me
them.
just see how weird I am.
I'm standing by Erica Liniak being very famous. You're
Okay.
Baywatch. She's in
Not
Playboy.
very. You can't have nobody in the room knowing who she is. Now I
gotta see a
I
picture.
get credit.
Somebody who's listening knows who
She has
is.
2 million Google results. When you
Yeah,
Google
but you
her
and
name.
Adam.
I knew a
you're
guy.
the only ones looking him up.
She dated a guy, a friend of ours, who was in a wheelchair when she was like at the
And
height
she's
of
a
her
humanitarian?
time. And she's.
I like her.
So I have my websites. I have like Bring a Trailer or eBay or a couple of car related auction
Right.
sites I go to.
Can I ask what is Bring a Trailer? Sorry,
Bring a
Wesley.
Trailer is this website for people who are selling their cars. And like your car goes up for like a week, and it counts down. It's like so far they're up to $15,000,
It's like
and
car
then it like
eBay.
keeps
Oh,
counting
okay.
down. It's like eBay for just for cars, but they write stories about it, and there's different things, and it's kind of fun. If you like cars, you'll go to Bring a Trailer, and they'll just show you what's up there and what stuff sold
My son
for.
would love
and-
this.
Oh, if he likes cars, it's fun
loves-
because you kind of pick out a car you like and figure out how
Follow
much
the
it sold
story.
for and follow the story. And I've sold a few cars and I've looked at a few cars and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I have a handful of my websites that I go to, and then that's it. Then it's just emails after that and tweets. I don't have anything else.
But you look at a lot of, well, you might not be looking at TMZ online. I know you watch it a lot. But
No,
that can
I
be,
don't.
That's a black hole, too.
I would look at like IMDb to see some actor who was at the end of some 70s sitcom and figure out what happened to them.
I will go down a lot of YouTube rabbit holes. 60% movie stuff. Like I want to see that scene again. I want to see that trailer. Whatever. Like all the old stuff. And 40% old music videos, like from like the 80s and 90s. Like what was it? Billy Joel video.
I have to concede. I know it's all there, but I also know there's no ending point
No, yeah.
No.
for me. All right, a couple more.
All right. Well, here's an inspiring story and motivate anybody who needs it. An Arizona man found a creative way to get work after being laid off by standing on street corners and passing out his resume, encouraging people to take one and look him up. Patrick Hoagland told Fox News Tuesday that he'd been laid off a month ago and it just wasn't working. He was trying the traditional route and going into places and filing, for jobs online and nothing panned out. So he hit the streets in Phoenix with a sign that said, "Laid off, looking for a job. Please take a resume." And this was part of an interview on the local news, and he got featured. And he said the offers started rolling in. He told the station that his phone just started going crazy with multiple offers, and he finally settled on the right one. He said he worked at Flatline Concrete Grinding Company for a day, just to prove himself, didn't ask for any wages or anything, and he was immediately offered the position. So a little grit for you.
His real love is human trafficking.
That's on the back of the sign.
On the back of it.
God, what
resume.
an idea. How has nobody ever done this before?
He's
Like,
literally
pass out
asking-
your resume.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. It's genius because he's going to get the same amount of people are going to give him $1 or give him $2.
Exactly.
Then Andy looks like a goddamn hero. This is a great idea.
Yeah.
You guys know what a propane-powered slab grinder does?
No, sounds hot.
It's probably grind slab.
It's like you work this big fan thing and you just go do the slab after the big slab has been poured.
Is that what he does?
Where's he from? Arizona?
Phoenix.
That's not Phoenix kind of work. Slab work is not Phoenix work.
No way.
Construction work. Oh, so goddamn
I'm from
hot.
Arizona.
Oh, are
It's
you?
like-
are?
Oh, yes. From Scottsdale. And no.
And
Anything that's going to take you outside and
Oh.
then go back inside. Because that's the worst part is going into the heat, then going into the cold, and then going back out in the heat. Working a
I'll
slab.
tell you the worst
Yeah.
part. Never going into the cold. Just outdoor the whole time. And
Yeah.
then it gets worse because they go, well, we figured out a way around this. But we start at 4 in the morning. Like, now it's
boy.
It's only
worse.
90.
Yeah, right. So there's a lot of that over there. I mean, think about all the building that goes on in Vegas. Right now, 102 in Scottsdale. So
Yeah.
says Max
So
Patton.
much fun.
Good for this guy. And now he's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's not like he got some, commercial contract like that other dude. Remember the macaroni and cheese guy?
Is he the voice guy?
Voiceover guy?
Yeah. Conway always called him Golden Throat, so I can't remember what his real name
His name
is.
was Golden Throat.
Oh, is that what they
The
called him?
nickname,
I think
right?
they
Yeah.
called him that.
Okay, so but it's not like he's on to like reality show fame. He got a construction job. That's what he wanted.
Good. Everyone who's semi-sober should be able to work construction. They always need guys.
Semi.
Well, everyone's a mess in construction, but if you're just halfway competent and you show up half the time, like
Half the time.
you are employable in construction.
That's good to know. Mm-hmm. Well, is this the last story?
Construction is the number one job for people who don't have jobs or careers or have direction. And if you don't believe me, everybody who comes here from Mexico works construction. If you come here and you don't have an education, you don't have degrees, you don't have skills, you don't have papers and documents, you can't do resumes, you can't fill out paperwork and get bonded, and you all just end up in construction. It's not this thing of like, oh, these Hispanic guys, they love construction. No, they don't love construction. I didn't love construction. Ray didn't love construction. Chris didn't. No one I went to high school with who was a loser. No one loved anything. It's this gutter that sucks up every bad student or everyone who's not documented or everyone whose parents didn't love them or have no money or have no education or can't fill things out or work. You end up in construction. That's the job for people who can't. It's a job for people who can't have jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a ringing endorsement.
It's noble. Well, that's who's there. Now, eventually, some people hang out, like buy a truck and get good at it.
Yeah.
But that's
later.
When you walk onto a construction site at 18 and a half, it's not because you're a great student or because you're waiting for your Stanford paperwork to get done. No, you're a loser. Your parents are losers. Your family's a loser. Boom.
He comes by this honestly, by the way,
I
'cause
do.
that's what he did.
Oh, right.
That's helpful.
I was going to say anybody I've ever hired who was terrible at their job, like, I'm never going to hire you again, though.
Yeah.
You're just not going to get a job if you're just here to make money.
Well, it's also
like the
And
guys
if you're
who are
in
working
construction,
on
yeah,
your
if you're
house.
working on my house, and I'm like, you just fucked up my wall. I'm not going to hire you again.
right.
Their thing, there's a lot of guys. Well, so it's all word of mouth. If someone comes in and does a kick-ass job, that person will always be employed.
Yeah.
And if they do a horrible job, their whole plan is just, I'm just going to move on to the next
Exactly.
victim, essentially.
And then
but
rape
whenever I would talk to construction guys, many years ago when I was doing construction, I picked up a hitchhiker. Back when people used to hitchhike, I'd pick them up. I didn't care. I was driving a truck. What was he going to do, rape me?
Yes.
Okay. At that point, a lateral move for me
Okay.
in my life.
A story.
I pick him up. I didn't have any money. What do I care? I picked the guy up, and he was telling me he worked construction, and then I'd do the, what do you do? First bad answer. They go, sheetrock, tin knock,
Little bit of everything.
drywall, do forming,
You name it.
roofing, finish, stucco. I do crown molding. I'll build your kid a loft. Like when they do everything, not so much. But when they do everything and they're great, and then you go, how long you been out of work? And they go, it's been 9 months. I'm like, you're horrible. I don't tell them, but I think you're no good.
Yeah.
Nobody's good is out of work. Nobody does construction. No one's good with their hands. No one who's like a good finish carpenter. Those guys' dance cards are filled all the time. There is no such thing as being out of work when you can go to someone's house and hang up some bookshelves and swing a door.
Yeah.
Your phone will always be ringing.
My husband's a woodworker, and he just went full-time in January, and even if he doesn't have commissioned work, he's constantly making stuff or watching YouTube videos just to learn so that he knows what he's doing when somebody asks him. Otherwise, he's going to get a job that he's never made before, and then he'll look like an idiot when he doesn't know how to make it the right way and it falls apart.
What kind of stuff does he do?
He makes like beds and tables, and he's very good at doing cutting boards. Yeah, he likes to try new things. It's always fun for himself to push.
Yeah.
And he just made our son's beds, which are beautiful. His handle is Hubble Wood Shop, Hubble Hubbell Wood Shop. And he is doing some amazing cutting boards. We have a friend who he works in Hawaii at the Four Seasons, and we just went and had lunch there, and he commissioned him to do a bunch of cutting boards for him.
Great.
So, yeah.
Is he out in the garage working away?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in our garage. It's turned into a full wood shop. It's beautiful.
Do you like that?
I think it's his work, and that's what he wants to do, and so I'm happy. I mean, he supports me as an actor, dancer, and my craziness and all that stuff, so of course I support him.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Is he good around the house as well, or is it pretty much a woodworking thing versus a
I
change
get
to
on
fix a
him
water
a little
heater?
bit about doing stuff around the house.
Is he good at that stuff?
I think his focus more is on woodworking, but he is learning to do fixing the hose and stuff like that, because it's our first house we've owned together. And
yeah, what people don't realize is woodworking is fun, and scraping out the mildewed caulk in the bathroom and replacing it. That's not really fun.
Not glamorous.
You know what I mean? And he wants to make a nice bowl or board or whatever he's out there doing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, he's good at that stuff. I mean, yeah, painting is not his thing. He doesn't love it. He'll do it because he has to make the piece look great, but yeah, he's not
out in the garage. What's his weapon of choice? You know what kind of tools he uses?
I don't.
What color are they?
Well versed in that. He has a CNC machine that he is not quite sure about at the moment, but I think it's the smartest thing he has. He has everything. He has one of his grandpa's old, oh my God, I don't know the name of it.
Table saw.
He has the table saw. Mm-hmm.
Contractor saw.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. But he has his grandpa's, his grandpa was a woodworker, and so was his father. And
what kind of fence is he running?
This is amazing.
Biesenmeyer. You don't know?
Yeah.
All right, well,
I don't know a lot of the language of woodworking, which is terrible.
Get in that garage and learn.
I will. I'll have him give me a 101 woodworking.
Boy.
I like the idea. Nick Cage coming on the show.
Yeah, speaking of woodworking.
Monday, I should say. But I like the idea of I like a guy out in a garage in 2019. Good for his head, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not all moody and Rudy
He's
and
got
duty.
The beard now. He just comes in sweaty. And I'm like,
That's good for everybody.
It's a turn on. Yeah. No, but I just mean it clears your head. He's not sitting on the internet staring at shit all day. He's out there turning a lathe, clearing his head out, putting things together.
Yeah.
I think people need that.
Yeah. Not playing Fortnite all day.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He was in a corporate job for a while, and he wasn't happy. So this is something that he loves, and I'm happy he can do that.
All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. I'm transgender.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.
We know.
Hot take.